Hey, it's Edgars, and this episode is about Danish primetime Jiu Jitsu. 1 week, my face. Lessons I learned that the mainstream media will pick a narrative over any nuances. That's how I stopped trusting the headlines and ultimately watching the mainstream media. So before my executive search era, back in the day, around give or take year 2005, our company supported this major Danish corporate, the national distributor, the best of the best, on all blue-collar recruitment, as well as employer branding across Central Eastern Europe. We ran for them the recruitment and career summits, employer brand building campaigns. Pretty much everything, right? So think of living and working in Denmark 101, like expectations, career progressions, culture, the whole shebang, basically. We did these country tours across the region where I shared the front stage with VPs of HR, operations, some of the business unit managers. We presented these Polish decks, right? So ran crisp Q&A. And basically think of TED Talk meets logistics. That's what we did. These events were big, right? So packed auditorium, roughly 200 plus people, felt like a rock concert. We were on top of our game. Oh, we were, right? So brand strong, pipeline strong. I mean, spirits high, absolutely. So during one of the country tours in Romania, after, session, the auditorium is empty, lights dim. The VPs and I are still basically in front of the stage, wrapping up with a always with a backstage vibe, recapping the funny moments, the questions we had, the characters and people we had just met. And like humans do, right? So we joke, we had a lot of fun. And Danish humor is top tier, absolutely. Little dark, sometimes spicy, with that occasional cultural jab. By the way, drop your take on Danish humor in the comments. Really would like to hear your thoughts. Anyways, back to the story. We were living it off the record, except the record was on. We had no idea the cameras were still rolling, mics were hot. So somewhere there is a pristine footage of me and executives being human, right? With zero context, premium punchlines, every mainstream news producer dream. And somewhere around 2007, an investigative journalist from national TV agency gets the hold of the footage. Jesus. That was also the period, when the company was under cloud of rumored malpractices. Our employer branding projects were designed to kind of rebuild that trust, not only in Denmark, but also internationally, right? So hence all the CE region, tours. So investigative journalists were sniffing around at that time everywhere, right? So we were aware of it, we were warned about it, they were kind of trying to catch a threat, right? So how they got the footage from that specific event, it's still a mystery to me and to all the executives involved, but they did. And then what they did was unbelievable. They clipped all the jokes, they skipped the whole setup and the actual purpose of the meeting, added few bleeps, and sprinkled all of it with this reveals the company culture. And boom, primetime content was born for a week. Yeah, the TV version of event was something in tune of if VPs and executives act like that, the company culture must be broken. Nuances and the setup purpose didn't make the cut, narrative did, right? So headlines first, nuances later. Ratings back on steroids for them, right? So I mean, it really burned into me that mainstream media doesn't find the story, right? So it frames one. If facts are messy, then the narrative gets the haircut, right? So, and your context is swept under the rug. My rules now, and should be yours too, right? Assume every room has a hot mic, especially in our day and age. Backstage humor stays backstage. Front stage is for facts, not roasted battles. Front stage, yeah, be short, factual, kind every time. No exceptions. Hackler weirdo protocol, yeah, we experience those as well. But should be smile, breathe, nod, move on. Don't feed them, right? And talk like tomorrow's headline is actually listening, you know. So would you want that sentence on the billboard? If not, don't say it, right? So, and the last but not least, assume the camera is wider than your intent. What feels like an inside joke will always play on TV as a company culture. And yeah, know this, right? So that if you're going to let your guard down, pick the place. Because if you don't, it will come back harder than it left. Yeah, I learned it the loud way. That was my take, and that's how I met Danish prime time. And why I treat news like fireworks. They are pretty, they are loud. You should handle them with extreme care. Anyways, next week, how to choose the right recruiter, the question and questions that nobody has ever asked me, but should. So don't forget to like and comment on your, let's say, wildest media moments, and subscribe for more real stories with real takeaways. It was Edgar's Unfiltered. See you next week. I'm out.